The sky was gray that morning. Clouds covered the sun like a blanket. The cold wind moved slowly through the school gates, almost like it was waiting for something, or someone. At exactly 7:55 a.m., a boy walked through the front gate of Hillview Public School. His name was Zion. He was new. No one had seen him before. He wore the same uniform as everyone else, white shirt, gray pants, black shoes. But there was one thing that made him different. A strange cloth patch was stitched on the left side of his blazer. It was round, dark green, with a small symbol in gold. No one had seen that symbol before. It looked like a bird, but broken. Under it were 3 tiny letters, EMS. He walked quietly, head down, eyes serious. He didn't smile. He didn't look around. Students standing at the entrance stared at him. Some whispered. Others laughed. "Bro, look at that patch. Is he from another planet?" said one boy. "Maybe he thinks he's special," said another. But Zayn didn't say anything. He just walked to the school office, gave his admission papers, and waited. The principal, Mr. Khalid, was a strict but fair man. When he saw Zayn, he paused for a moment. His eyes stopped at the patch. "What is this patch, son?" he asked. Zayn looked up, straight into his eyes. "It's part of my identity, sir," he said quietly. Mr. Khalid raised his eyebrows. "Identity? Is it from a club? A group?" Zayn shook his head. "No, sir. I was told never to remove it. My father made me promise." There was silence. Something about the boy's voice made Mr. Khalid feel uncomfortable. He couldn't explain it. He cleared his throat. "All right. Go to Class 9B, room number 17. Zayn nodded and left. In Class 9B, the students were loud and playful. The bell had not rung yet. Some were throwing paper balls. Some were playing games on their phones. When Zayn entered, silence fell. Everyone stared at him and at that strange patch. The teacher, Miss Sophia, smiled politely. "Class, this is Zayn. He's joined us today. Please welcome him." A few students clapped weakly. Zayn gave a small nod and took a seat at the back. He didn't talk. He didn't look at anyone. But one boy sitting near him, Ayan, kept watching him. There was something serious about Zayn. He wasn't scared. He wasn't proud. He looked trained, like someone who had seen more than a 14-year-old should. During the morning assembly, all students stood in lines. The national anthem began to play. Everyone stood straight, hands on their hearts. Zayn also stood still, but as the anthem reached the last line, he whispered something under his breath, very softly, so soft that only the teacher in front of him heard it, Mr. Feroz, the history teacher. The teacher turned his head slightly. His face went pale. After assembly, Mr. Feroz walked away slowly. He didn't say anything. He looked scared. That same day, he didn't return to class. A notice came that he had taken sudden leave. No one knew why, but Zayn knew, and he said nothing. The school day went on, but the students couldn't stop looking at the patch. "What does EMS mean?" a girl asked during break time. "Maybe it's a secret mission," said one boy, laughing. "Maybe it means emergency mental service," joked another. Zayn sat alone, eating slowly. He didn't laugh. He didn't get angry. He simply said, "One day you'll know." After school, Ayan walked beside him. "Hey, I'm Ayan," he said kindly. Zayn looked at him. "I know," Ayan blinked. "You know?" Zayn nodded. "You're the only one who didn't laugh." Ayan gave a small smile. "People are just curious. That patch, no one has seen anything like it." Zayn stopped walking. He looked up at the gray sky. "My father wore it before me," he said. "He told me to wear it when I go to a new place, to never hide it." What does it mean? Ayan asked. Zayan looked at him. It means truth is dangerous. Then he turned and walked away, leaving Ayan standing in silence. That night, Ayan couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about Zion, the patch, and the whisper during the anthem. Something wasn't normal. Something was hidden. He opened his laptop and searched EMS patch military, but found nothing. He tried symbol green round patch gold bird, but still, nothing. Then he opened a news article from 3 years ago about a missing army unit during a secret mission. The unit had no name, no details, only one old photo, and in the corner of that photo was a green patch with a bird. Ayan sat up straight. It was the same patch. The next morning, a black car stopped outside the school gate. 2 men in army uniform got out. They didn't talk to anyone. They walked straight to the principal's office. 20 minutes later, they left. When students asked the security guard who they were, he just shook his head. That evening, the school's CCTV system went down. All camera recordings from the past. 24 hours were missing. No one knew why, except Zayan. And so, the quiet boy with the strange patch became the biggest mystery in the school. Who was he? Why did a history teacher go on sudden leave after hearing just a whisper? Why did army men come to ask about him? And most of all, what did that patch truly mean? The answer, as everyone would soon learn, was bigger than anyone expected. Because that patch didn't just tell a story. It hid a secret that could shake the entire nation. The next morning, everything looked normal at Hillview Public School, but only on the outside. Inside, something had changed. Mr. Feroz, the history teacher, did not come to school. His chair was empty, his books were on his table, but he was gone. No one knew where he was. No message, no phone call, just vanished. Some students thought he was sick, others thought he had left the school. But Ayan knew something was wrong. He remembered clearly Zayan had whispered something to Mr. Feroz during the national anthem, and right after that, the teacher's face turned pale, as if he had seen a ghost. During break time, Ayan went to the library. He opened the teacher directory and found Mr. Feroz's file. It said, Name, Feroz Ahmed, joined, 2009. Subject, History, Grades, 810. Past, Job, lecturer, Military College of Rawalpindi Special Area, Defense and War. History, Ayan stared at that. Last line, Defense and War History. Now it made sense. Mr. Feroz knew about the military. Maybe that's why he recognized what Zayan said. But what did Zayan whisper? And why did it scare a man who taught war stories for a living? Later that day, Zayan sat quietly at the back of the class, writing in a small black notebook. Ayan moved his chair closer. Zayan, he whispered, what did you say to Mr. Feroz yesterday? Zayan didn't look up. Something he already knew? Then why did he look scared? Ayan asked. Zayan stopped writing. Because he thought the past was buried. Was it something about your father? Zayan slowly turned his head and looked into Ayan's eyes. Do you really want to know? Ayan nodded. Zayan leaned closer. His voice was cold, but calm. I told him. Operation Iron Nest did not fail. It was silenced. Ayan's heart skipped a beat. What is Operation Iron Nest? Zayan closed his notebook. You won't find it on the internet. It was a secret mission. My father was part of it. So was Mr. Feroz. That's why he left. He thought I was just a child, but when I said those words, he knew I wasn't lying. That night, Ayan couldn't sleep again. His mind was full of questions. He opened his laptop and searched for Operation Iron Nest. Nothing. He tried military archives, old newspaper sites, even conspiracy forums. Still, nothing. Then he remembered something. In the photo he found yesterday, the one with the green patch, there was a blurred caption at the bottom. He zoomed in. It said, Iron Nest, final image before silence. Ayan sat back. It was real. The next day, Zayan wasn't in class. Rumors. Spread again. Maybe he's been taken away, one student whispered. Maybe he was a spy, said another. Ayan didn't speak. He just waited. At 10:30 a.m., Zayan walked into class as if nothing had happened. But this time, something was different. On his blazer, the green patch was missing. Everyone noticed. Even the teacher paused. Zayan, where is your patch? Zayan replied softly. It's safe now. After class, Ayan followed him. Why did you remove the patch? I didn't, Zayan said. Someone took it last night. Who? Zayan looked serious. Men who want the truth to stay buried. But why are they scared of a patch? Zayan smiled for the first time. A sad, tired smile. It's not the patch, Ayan. It's what comes with it. The truth, the history, the orders. That patch means I carry unfinished business. Ayan asked, Are they watching you? Zayan looked up at the school building. A camera turned toward them and then quickly turned away. Yes, he said. They always are. Later that evening, Ayan walked home alone. The street was quiet. But halfway through, he saw a black motorbike parked near a closed shop. The man on the bike wore a helmet with a black visor. As Ayan passed, the man turned the engine on but didn't move. Just watched. Ayan felt chills down his back. He started, walking faster. Then the man slowly drove away. No number plate, no sound. Just a warning. The next morning, a sealed envelope was placed on Ayan's desk. It had no name, just a symbol on the front, the same golden bird from Zayan's patch. He opened it carefully. Inside was a message. If you want answers, go to the old school library. The second. Shelf from the bottom. Behind the red encyclopedia. Ayan looked at Zayan. Zayan didn't say anything, but his eyes said it all. The real story was just beginning. The sky was dark. Not just dark, but heavy, like it was hiding a secret. At Hillview Public School, the corridors were quiet. The lights were off. The security guard sat near the gate, half asleep. Nothing looked unusual, but something was about to happen. At exactly 2:47 a.m., a black car stopped near the school's side gate. Two men stepped out. They wore dark military-style jackets. Their faces were calm, but cold. They didn't knock. They didn't talk. They used a special card to unlock the side door. They entered the school without a sound. Inside, they walked quickly through the hallways. One of them carried a silver briefcase. The other checked a small device. It showed red dots blinking on a digital map. They moved straight toward the principal's office. They opened the door, closed it behind them, and locked it. 15 minutes later, they came out without the briefcase. And just like that, they were gone. No alarms, no cameras, no evidence. Only the night knew they were there. The next morning, Mr. Khalid, the principal, looked different. His face looked tired. His hands shook slightly as he held his teacup. He didn't say good morning to the staff like he always did. He kept looking over his shoulder, like someone was watching him. In class, Zayan sat silently. The patch was still gone from his blazer, but now students were more scared of him than curious. Everyone whispered about him, but no one joked anymore. Even the teachers gave him extra space. Except one person, Ayan. He walked over and sat next to him. I got the note, Ayan whispered. Zayan didn't look up. Did you go? Yes, Ayan said. The old library shelf. I found a small file behind the encyclopedia. It had your patch on the cover. Zayan turned to him now, his eyes serious. What was in it? Pictures, Ayan said. Old ones, of a team. Soldiers. One of them looked like you. Same eyes, Same face. Zion took a deep breath. That was my father, Ayan continued. The file said EMS, Elite Mission Squad. It had a list of names, but many were marked with a red stamp. What stamp? Zion asked. One word, Ayan replied. Missing, Zion nodded slowly. They were erased, not by enemies, but by their own people. My father called it a betrayal. At lunch, the school bell rang late. Teachers whispered among themselves. The PA system made a strange beeping noise, then went silent. Something was wrong again. At 2 p.m., an emergency assembly was announced. All students gathered outside. A large black Jeep arrived at the front gate. From it stepped a tall man in a sharp gray uniform. A badge on his chest read, Defense Division. He walked with power. His eyes scanned the students. He stopped near the principal and whispered something in his ear. Mr. Khalid's hands trembled again. The man walked up to the microphone. My name is Colonel Raza. I'm here to talk about school safety. You are all safe. But if you ever see anything unusual, please report it. His words were calm, but his eyes stopped directly on Zion. The colonel stared for a moment, then turned away. Zion didn't blink. That night, Ayan got a message on his phone. It was from an unknown number. The message said, You've seen enough. Stay quiet or disappear like the rest. He dropped the phone in shock. He looked out his window and saw nothing. But still, it felt like someone was watching him. Meanwhile, in a small room in Zion's house, he opened a wooden box. Inside was a letter, an old photo, and a second patch, exactly like the one that was taken. He pinned it to his blazer and whispered to himself, They're back. I was right. The next day at school, a strange silence filled the air. Zion walked in, patch shining clearly on his chest again. A few students stepped away from him in fear. One teacher dropped his pen when he saw it, but no one said a word. Then, in the middle of the second period, the intercom crackled. Zion Ali, please report to the principal's office immediately. As he walked through the hall, Ayan followed behind, worried. Zion entered the office and saw Colonel Raza sitting in the principal's chair. The colonel smiled. Sit down, son. Zion didn't sit. The colonel leaned forward. That patch. It shouldn't exist anymore, Zion replied, but it does, and so do I. The colonel's smile faded. Do you know what happens to people who hold on to old secrets? Zion stared into his eyes. They become legends. Rain fell softly outside Hillview Public School. The windows were foggy, and the air felt heavy, like it was holding its breath. Zion sat in class, calm and still, wearing the patch again. But inside him a storm was building. He knew the clock was ticking. Ayan couldn't focus on anything. His eyes kept going to Zion. He had so many questions. But now, he also had fear. That message from the unknown number still haunted him. Stay quiet or disappear. He hadn't told his parents. He hadn't told anyone. But he knew he was already too deep to turn back. After lunch, Zion passed Ayan. A folded paper under the desk. No one saw. Ayan opened it carefully. Meet me in the old library at 3:10 p.m. alone. His heart beat faster. When the final bell rang, most students left quickly. It was still raining, and everyone wanted to get home. But Ayan stayed behind, pretending to tie his shoes, then walked slowly toward the old library at the back of the school building. The door creaked as he pushed it open. Dust floated in the air. The smell of old books, ink, and time filled the room. Zion was already there, waiting. He spoke first. I found something, but I need your help. Ayan nodded, nervously. What is it? Zion pointed to a tall metal cupboard in the corner. It was locked for years, he said. But yesterday, when the power went out, I noticed the back panel was loose. Together, they pulled the heavy cupboard away from the wall. Behind it was a small door, almost invisible with no handle. Zion took out a thin metal key from his pocket. "My father gave me this," he said. "He said, 'One day, this will open what they tried to bury.'" He inserted the key into a hidden slot near the door. Click. It opened. Inside was a secret storage room, cold and dark. They used a flashlight. Dust covered everything. Shelves. Full of files, old typewriters, and boxes. Zion walked straight to one box at the back. It was marked in red. Classified, EMS OPS, do not open. He opened it slowly. Inside were documents, maps, and photos. The first photo showed a group of 12 soldiers standing in front of a black helicopter. One of them was Zion's father. Another, Ayan noticed in shock, was Mr. Feroz. Zion pulled out a paper labeled Iron Nest, Final Report, Unreleased. He read aloud, "Mission began April 17, 2009. Objective, intercept stolen nuclear. Research before it crosses border. Team, 12 men, codenamed EMS. Outcome, team compromised. One survivor. Government ordered silence." Ayan couldn't believe it. "They were left behind?" Zion nodded. "My father was the only one who returned. He never spoke about it. Until the night before he died." Ayan asked, "He told you everything?" Zion looked down. "Not everything. Only that I must protect the truth. That the mission failed because of someone on the inside." Suddenly, a noise echoed outside. Footsteps. Zion turned off the flashlight. Both boys held their breath. The door creaked open. A shadow entered the library. They could hear breathing. Whoever it was knew they were there. Zion slowly pulled out a small object from his pocket. It was a silver recorder pen. He pressed a button silently. The person stepped closer. Through a crack, they saw black shoes and military pants. It was Colonel Raza. He looked around but didn't enter the secret room. He stood still for a moment, then muttered, "They're already here. We're late." Then he turned and walked out. Ayan whispered, "He knows." Zion nodded. "He knows someone opened the files, but he doesn't know what we found yet." They waited 5 more minutes before leaving. Zion handed the recorder. To Ayan, "Hide it," he said. "If something happens to me, take it to the media or someone you trust." "But why me?" Ayan asked. Zion looked at him with sad eyes. "Because you still believe in truth, and that's dangerous now." Later that night, Zion returned home. The lights in his house were off. Strange. He unlocked the door and entered slowly. The living room was untouched. But when he entered his bedroom, he saw something that stopped him cold. His desk drawer was open. The box with his father's letters was gone. On his bed was a note written in black ink. "We warned you. There won't be another." He sat down, breathing slowly. And then a tear rolled down his cheek, but not from fear, from anger. The next morning, Zion didn't come to school. Ayan looked everywhere. No one knew where he was. The day passed in silence. But just before school ended, Ayan found something in his locker. It was a photo of the soldier team from the secret room, and behind it, a handwritten message. "Don't trust anyone wearing a badge, not even the ones who smile." The sun rose slowly the next day. But for Ayan, the world still felt dark. Zion was missing. No one had seen him since the night before. His phone was off. His house was locked. Even the principal seemed quiet, almost too quiet, like he already knew something. Ayan walked through the school gates, his heart full of fear. But he was also carrying something dangerous, the recorder Zion gave him. During lunch, Ayan went to the back field, the place where no students usually went. He sat under a tree and played the recording. Zayan's voice came clearly. "If you're hearing this, something has happened to me. The files in the library tell the truth. But the truth is not safe. The operation wasn't just a mission. It was a cover-up. One of the officers betrayed the team. That man is still working in the system today, and now he knows about me." The recording paused. Then Zayan's voice became softer. "They took everything from my father. I don't want revenge. I want truth. If I'm gone, finish it. And Ayan, don't trust uniforms. Not all heroes wear them." Ayan sat still. His hands were shaking. The truth wasn't just dangerous. It was deadly. That evening, Ayan went back to the old library, this time alone. He took photos of all the files and documents in the secret room. Soldier profiles, secret maps, communication logs. One document stood out. It was titled Agent Report, April 18, 2009, and at the bottom was a signature. Colonel Raza. Ayan gasped. He now had proof that Colonel Raza was part of Operation Iron Nest. The same man now walking around his school, smiling at teachers, warning students, pretending to care. The same man who had visited the school at night. The same man who stared at Zayan like a hunter watching his prey. Ayan knew he couldn't keep this a secret anymore. But who could he trust? The police? The principal? The school? Security? No. Zayan had warned him, don't trust anyone with a badge. That night, Ayan went online and searched for a journalist, someone outside the system. Someone brave. He found one. Her name was Maya Rizvi, an independent reporter known for uncovering government lies. He sent her a short message and attached a photo of the document signed by Colonel Raza. He didn't expect a reply. But within 10 minutes, a message popped up. "Where did you get this? Is the boy in the patch safe?" Ayan typed quickly. "No, he's missing." Maya replied, "Send me everything, we'll expose them, but be careful. If they know you have this, you're next." The next morning, Ayan's phone was gone. He had kept it under his pillow. Now, it was missing. He panicked and searched the whole room. Nothing. Then he looked at his study table. A paper was lying there. Just one line, written in red. "You were warned." That day at school, Ayan noticed a new man in a black coat standing near the school gate. He wasn't a teacher. He wasn't a parent. He didn't blink. He just watched. When Ayan went to class, he found something else strange. His bag. The one with the library documents had been unzipped, but nothing was missing. Whoever checked it wanted him to know they could get to him. Anytime. At break time, Ayan left school through the back wall and ran to the local newspaper office. Maya Rizvi was waiting for him outside in a parked car. She looked serious but kind. He sat in the front seat and handed her the USB with all the files. She plugged it into her laptop and stared at the screen in silence. Then she said, "My father was in the army. He died in 2009. They said it was an accident during a mission. I never believed it." Ayan looked at her. "Maybe he was part of the team." She nodded slowly. "It's time the world knows." Just as Ayan was about to step out of the car, Maya stopped him. "There's one more thing," she said. "One of the files had audio. It was hidden deep in the folder." She pressed play. A distorted voice spoke. "Colonel Raza gave the wrong coordinates. He knew the enemy would be there. We walked into a trap. He was never with us. He was working for someone else." Ayan froze. He asked, "Who was speaking?" Maya said quietly, "Your friend's father." That night, a news teaser flashed on a local TV channel. "Tomorrow at 8 p.m., a truth buried for 15 years, finally uncovered." Ayan felt a wave of both relief and fear. It was happening. The truth was coming out. But Zayan was still missing, and Ayan had a new fear growing inside him. What if they didn't just take Zayan? What if they were planning to erase Ayan next? The clock struck 8 p.m. Across the city, TVs flickered on. Phones buzzed with alerts. A well-known journalist, Maya Rizvi, appeared on screen. She sat behind a desk, her voice calm but her eyes serious. Tonight, we reveal the story of a secret military mission, hidden for 15 years. A mission that ended in betrayal, silence, and death. The screen changed to show old soldier photos, maps, and one file stamped Top Secret, EMS. OPS. People watched silently. The truth had finally come out. In a dark room somewhere, Colonel Raza stood in front of a TV. He didn't blink. He didn't move. He just whispered, "It wasn't supposed to happen this way." Behind him, a man in a black coat asked, "Should we silence the boy?" Colonel Raza turned slowly. "No, not yet. He's bait. The real danger is still out there." At the same time, Ayan sat in his room, staring at his phone. He had done it. The truth was on national news. But Zayan was still missing. Suddenly, the power went out. His phone screen blinked once, then turned off. Knock, knock. There was someone at the front door. His heart started racing. He peeked through the curtain. No one, just an envelope on the floor. He picked it up slowly and opened it. Inside was a photograph, Zayan, in a dark room, blindfolded, hands tied. On the back it said, "The past has a price. Stop now." Ayan felt like the world was collapsing around him. He called Maya. She answered quickly. "Did you see the news?" she asked. "Yes," Ayan replied. "But they have Zayan. They sent a photo." There was silence on the other side. Then Maya said, "Listen carefully. I think someone inside your school is helping them." Ayan's heart sank. "Who?" she replied. "I don't know yet. But I traced the security footage from the night Zayan disappeared. The cameras were turned off by someone with staff access, someone with a school login." Ayan froze. He knew only a few people had that kind of access. One of them was Mr. Feroz, the science teacher. The next day, Ayan walked into school like nothing had happened. But inside, he was watching everything. Every movement, every glance. He looked at Mr. Feroz closely, his hands, his eyes, his behavior. And then he noticed something strange. Mr. Feroz had a small burn on his left hand like it came from hot metal. The same kind of mark Zayan once said his father had. From handling encrypted army files? Could it be? Was Mr. Feroz part of the original mission? After school, Ayan waited near the teacher's parking area. When Mr. Feroz came out, Ayan followed him quietly, staying in the shadows. The teacher entered a small bookshop near the old railway station. Ayan peeked through the window. Mr. Feroz walked to the back, opened a secret door, and disappeared behind a curtain. Ayan waited 5 minutes, then entered the shop and moved slowly to the back. The shopkeeper didn't stop him. Behind the curtain was a small room filled with old typewriters, files, and maps of army zones. And there stood Mr. Feroz, talking to someone on a secure phone. Ayan could only hear a few words. "Yes, I trained him. I didn't think he'd come this far." The boy has his father's mind. Then he added something that chilled Ayan to the bone. "He doesn't know I kept Zayan alive. Not yet." Ayan couldn't take it anymore. He stepped inside. Mr. Feroz turned, shocked, but didn't look angry. "You heard everything?" he asked. Ayan nodded. Mr. Feroz sighed. "I never meant to lie. I saved Zayan, but I couldn't let him return. Not until the world saw the truth." Ayan asked, "Why didn't you tell me?" "Because," Mr. Feroz said, "you were the test. I had to see if someone still believed in truth. If you gave up, I would have erased everything, but you didn't. Ayan's voice shook. Where is Zion now? Mr. Feroz walked to a hidden shelf and pulled out an envelope. Inside it was a location map, a code, and a USB. He's in a safe house. But the enemies are closing in. You have 2 days. Take this to Maya. She'll know what to do. Just as Ayan stepped outside the bookshop, his phone rang. It was Maya. Her voice was urgent. Ayan, they found me. I'm leaving the city. I'll send you coordinates. We need to meet. Now! He looked at the sky. Dark clouds gathered again. The storm wasn't over. It was just beginning. Ayan didn't sleep that night. The wind howled outside, and rain began to fall again, just like the night Zion disappeared. In his hand, he held the map, the code, and the USB given by Mr. Feroz, and in his mind, one thought echoed. Zion is alive. I have to bring him back. At dawn, Ayan packed his school bag, but not with books. Inside, he placed a flashlight, a power bank, the map, the USB, a small notebook with Zion's father's notes. Then he took one last look at his room and left. Maya had sent him a text. Meet me at the gas station near Highway 9. Come alone. Ayan walked through the empty streets. The whole city felt asleep, but his heart was wide awake. By 7 a.m., he saw Maya's car parked near the gas station. She opened the door. Get in. He sat beside her. I have a team, Maya said. 2 retired officers, both trusted by Zion's father. They're waiting outside the city. Ayan asked, Can we trust them? She nodded. They risked their lives to expose the truth. We're not alone anymore. The road ahead was long, wet, and silent. Ayan looked at the map again. The safe house was in the mountains, near a forest border where signals were weak, the perfect place to hide someone or trap someone. The car stopped near an old, broken-down railway bridge. 2 men in plain clothes stood waiting. One of them had a scar on his cheek, the kind only war leaves behind. This is Captain Yusuf, Maya said. He served with Zion's father. The man gave Ayan a serious look. Your friend is brave. We need to be braver. Together they hiked through the muddy path into the forest. Birds flew overhead. Leaves crunched under their feet. After nearly an hour, they reached a small wooden house, hidden behind thick trees. It looked quiet. Too quiet. Captain Yusuf raised. His hand signaling everyone to stop, he whispered, Something's wrong. No guards, no movement. They moved carefully. Ayan's heart pounded louder with every step. He pushed open the wooden door and gasped. Inside, Zion was lying on the floor, pale, weak, but breathing. He was tied to a chair, blindfolded, but still alive. Ayan ran to him and shouted, Zion, it's me! You're safe now! Zion's lips moved slowly. You came. Tears filled Ayan's eyes. Of course I did. Captain Yusuf cut the ropes and helped Zion stand. But just as they turned to leave, a shot rang out. A bullet hit the doorframe. Everyone dropped to the floor. Maya screamed, Sniper! From the South Hill! Captain Yusuf pulled Ayan and Zion behind cover. We've been followed, he said. They were waiting for us to come. Zion whispered. It's not just them. Colonel Raza is here. I heard his voice last night. He wants the USB. He thinks I have it. Ayan looked at Maya. We still have it. But how do we get out? Captain Yusuf looked at the map again. There's a river behind this house. It connects to an old tunnel system. We'll use it. With bullets flying above, the group escaped, through the back. They ran through mud, thorns, and broken trees until they reached the river. A small boat was hidden under leaves. Someone had planned this escape before. Captain Yusuf smiled. Your friend's father planned this, in case the truth ever came out. They helped Zion into the boat, As they rowed across the river, Ayan held Zion's hand. "You were right," he said. "The world needed to know." Zion smiled weakly. "And you helped it happen." When they reached the end of the tunnel, sunlight hit their faces. They were free, for now. But behind them, the sounds of engines roared. Colonel Raza's men were chasing them. Maya turned to Ayan. "We don't have much time. You need to get to the city and release what's on the USB." "What's on it?" he asked. Zion answered softly. "A voice recording. A confession. From Colonel Raza himself." Ayan's eyes widened. Zion continued. "It proves everything. The betrayal. The real plan. And who ordered it." That night, Ayan sat at Maya's office with the USB in his hand. His fingers shook. He looked at the screen and clicked Upload. It had been 3 days since the truth was released. The video of Colonel Raza's voice had gone viral across the country. People protested. Journalists demanded answers. Soldiers who had stayed silent for years now spoke up. The government had no choice. Colonel Raza was arrested, but Ayan didn't feel peace yet. Zayan was still recovering. Maya had gone into hiding. And Ayan, he had become a symbol. But symbols, he knew, were always in danger. A special ceremony was announced at the National Army base. The Chief of Army Staff, General Hyder, had requested it personally. Maya messaged Ayan. "He wants to meet you and Zion. He said it's time to correct a mistake that was hidden too long." Zion was unsure. "Can we trust him?" Ayan answered. "If he's calling us publicly, maybe it's a risk worth taking." On the day of the event, thousands gathered. Journalists, retired soldiers, families of the Iron Nest team. Zion and Ayan walked slowly toward the stage. Zion wore a clean white shirt, and on his chest, still stitched tightly, was the strange patch, the one no one had understood, the one people had laughed at, the one that now made everyone stand and stare in silence. General Hyder stood at the podium. His uniform was decorated with badges, but his face was calm. He looked at the crowd and said, 15 years ago, a group of brave soldiers walked into a mission that was never supposed to return. They died, not because of war, but because of betrayal. Their story was erased. Until 2 boys, a brave journalist and a fallen soldier's son, risked everything to bring us the truth." He paused, then turned to Ayan and Zayan. "Come forward." The crowd clapped. Zayan stepped up, standing tall beside Ayan. The Thai general looked at Zayan's patch, a small black eagle with a red tear. He saluted sharply. The entire base followed. Every soldier saluted that patch. Zayan's eyes filled with tears. He whispered, "He did it. He recognized my father's team." Ayan whispered back, "No one knew what that patch meant. Until today." The general continued, "We have created a new medal, the Medal of Silent Courage, to honor those who were forgotten. Zion will receive it in the name of his father. Ayan will receive it for proving that truth is stronger than fear." As they pinned the medal on Zion's chest, the crowd stood. Many were crying. For some, it was justice. For others, it was a memory reborn. But for Zion and Ayan, it was the end of a long night and the first light of morning. Later that evening, Zion and Ayan sat near the old library bench, the place where it had all begun. Ayan asked, "What now?" Zion smiled. "We live. We remember. We stay loud." Ayan nodded. "And we never forget who we are." Zion touched the patch gently. "No," he said, "we never forget who they were.